Hey everyone, I hope you all are safe and doing good. So, in this lecture, we'll see what is deep learning. In the previous lecture, we have seen what is AI and what is ML, just introduction part of these things. So, now I'll get you familiar with what is deep learning. I hope you remember what is machine learning. So, you know what is machine learning? It's basically a subset of AI in which machine learns from the input from the data we provide and improve themselves over time without explicitly programmed for every single task. So we just train on machine or those models based on some data. That's how machine learns. Now, what is deep learning? What is deep learning? See, deep learning concept is basically inspired by human brain. You know how our human brain works? We have neurons. So this is like we can say it's a structure of or an image of human brain. In our brain, we are having so many neurons. In our whole body, we are having neurons, which is connected with each other. And neurons are basically backbone of our brain. It's a fundamental unit of our brain and spinal cord as well. So there are billions of neurons, almost I think 86 billion neurons are there in our body connected to each other. They pass information to another neuron and all, and that's how we work. Like when we see something, then how this thing works, the signal pass, and you want to identify that which is that thing. It's a tree or it's a human or it's a cat or it's a dog. So that thing, like basically we see it arise through our eyes, through the retina, that light and the color will pass, and ultimately, eventually, the signals is passed to the neuron which are in our brain, ultimately in our brain, right? So there are so many neurons, and the signal is going to pass from one neuron to another neuron, something like this, in the form of electrical and chemical signals. So it's not bio subject, so we'll not go into that much deep. But the overview is there are so many. You can say it's a multiple layer of neurons we are having. From one layer to another layer, the information is going to pass right like this, and ultimately to our brain, and then in our memory, whatever images are there, like maybe compared with all the images just to see it's an image of this or this. And ultimately we realize that okay, we are able to identify that okay, this is a dog or this is a cat or this is a tree, something like this. So ultimately, in our body, in our brain, we are having a complex structure of neurons, right? Having multiple layers. Every layer is passing information, transmitting information to another, every layer of neuron to next neuron, and like this, and this is how things works. And this things makes humans so intelligent because of the neurons. We can easily analyze the complex data as well, right? We are so intelligent. We know humans are the most, I think, intelligent species existed over earth till now. Animals are also intelligent, right? But humans are the most intelligent one, and because of our brain, because of in brain we are having this structure, neurons are connected with each other and all. So engineers thought that, inspired by this brain, by this neuron structure, they thought that let's apply the same kind of thing to machines, to make these machines as intelligent as humans are. So that's why the concept of neural network came into picture. I hope you have heard about neural networks. So, what is a neuron basically? It's these are specialized cells or nerve cells that process and transmit information through electrical and chemical signals. Our body has network of neurons, billions of neurons we have interconnected with each other. So, they work together in layers to help you think, to learn, to see, to whatever you do right now, right? So, these neurons basically pass messages all over our body and allow you to do everything: breathing, learning, watching, walking, dancing, singing, and whatever you do. Everything is done by this thing. See, whenever someone is going to throw a ball at you, so if the ball is coming in this direction, so my hands will be here if I want to catch it like this. If a ball is coming in this direction, I'll put my hand like this. Otherwise, like this. So, how I'm going to like decide that I have to put my hand here to hold the ball? Because we know when someone is throwing the ball, so we analyze like the signals are going to pass, what is the speed of the ball, what is the direction of the ball, and accordingly through the layers of neurons, the signal is going to be passed to the brain, and the brain automatically then releases the signal to your hand that you have to put your hand something like this. You have to do this. You have to put your hand like this. So that's why these neurons are going to send signals, send messages to all over our body. Even while we are breathing, then also it is because of this only, right? So we are having a, so you can say, powerful brain. Yes, so much powerful, right? So when we see something from our eyes, these neurons send information from one to another and eventually it reaches to our brain. As the signal moves through deeper layers of the brain's visual system, neurons combine the basic features like into patterns. Into patterns, like we analyze the shape and color and all of the that object. So we are going to, you can say, develop or make the patterns. And finally, your brain recognize the object. Something like this is happening, but you don't have to go into that much deep. If you're not understanding it, it's bio concept, so you can just leave it. You just have to understand this thing, that we are having ultimately many multiple layer of neurons, and these layers are going to pass messages to one another, and that's how basically human brain is working. We are able to analyze the even the complex information so easily. We are so intelligent, and all these things basically makes humans so intelligent. So that's why now they want to apply the same concept of this thing, human brain kind of thing, to machines. And that's where neural networks came into picture. Neural networks are backbone of deep learning to analyze complex data, image recognition, text generation, because data can be in form of images, videos, audio. So that's complex data. So to train models on these data, we need, you can say, that those traditional machine learning algorithm is not going to work, right? Like decision trees, SVM and all. We need some complex algorithms. We need, that's why neural networks came into picture, right? It's also known as artificial neural networks, ANN. So that's why this is what deep learning. So deep learning is a subset of machine learning, right? The basically the root of human intelligence is we are able to recognize the patterns, complex patterns from even partial information is given to us. We can recognize the patterns. Sometimes half the image is given to you, and just to tell you, just to ask like, whose image is this or whose picture is this. So we can easily analyze. Even the picture is half, not full. So you are given it with partial information, but your brain is so powerful that we can recognize the patterns. We are intelligent, right? Parallel processing, handling multiple information streams and simultaneously. We can do multi-processing and neural complexity we are having. So almost 86 billion neurons with trillions of connections. Or somewhere you also see that 100 billion neurons, a mature brain is having 100 billion neurons connected with each other, right? Now, what are these artificial neural networks? So same, you know the concept. In human brain, we are having multiple layers of these neurons. So they designed these type of neural networks. So neural network is basically a computational model that is having multiple layers, input layer, output layer, and some hidden layers. And data is going to pass through these layers. See, something like this we have. This is input layer. These are hidden layers. There can be multiple hidden layers. And this is output layer. So this is known as neuron. And they are connected with each other. So data is going to pass through input layer, then to this layer, then this layer, then this layer, after processing, enhancing, and pattern recognition, and many things are happening on that data, and finally to output layer. Predictions are going to made, or classifications, or whatever output is there accordingly. So inspired by the human brain, they built this kind of neural network models having multiple layers. So neural network is a computational model inspired by the structure and the function of human brain, used to solve complex problems like text generation. It's not that you just have to identify, just give a machine that, okay, what is this object? It's a cat or a dog, and it will tell you, okay, it is a cat, it is a dog. No, even the most ChatGPT nowadays, or those text generation models, they can understand human language, and they can accordingly answer. They generate the text accordingly what you Whatever you ask, accordingly they will generate answer to you. So that is a very high level kind of thing. Here deep learning is working. Deep learning is there. They are using those neural network models, highly complex models, right? So these are backbone of deep learning, and which is a subset of machine learning. So basically we are having artificial intelligence, then we are having machine learning, which is subset of AI, and then we are having deep learning, which is subset of machine learning, right? So like for example, image recognition. Neural networks breaks images into pixels as input. So input layer. Then the hidden layer, these hidden layers detects edges, shapes, and finally the object. Multiple things are happening through these hidden layers, and finally they are going to detect the object. The output layer identify what is the image contain. This is just a simple example, image recognition. Image generation also there. There are so many models who generate images. Whatever text you will feed, accordingly they will generate a very beautiful image. So you can imagine how complex behind the scene those networks or the models or neural networks are working, the algorithms and all. We don't have to go into that much deep. You just have to understand the basic working. That's it, right? So input layer receives initial data, right? Hidden layer process the information through, these are known as weighted connections. Every connection is having some weight. And output layer produce result based on the processed information. So three kind of layers are there, right? Now, this is what deep learning is. So they are in these neural network models. These are used in deep learning, having multiple hidden layers and multiple layers. So each learning is analyzing the data, passing it to the next layer, enhancing it, analyzing it, learning from it. Now, because there are so many layers, so that's why the accuracy on complex problems like image generation, text generation will be significantly enhanced because of deep learning. If you train your model based on this, using this concept based on applying neural networks, then it would be little bit, no, not little bit, but seriously having a very high level of accuracy and can easily be used to solve complex problems like text generation, image generation. ChatGPT even use under the scene this neural networks and deep learning, these models, GPTs, transformers, these things. Okay, so there are multiple hidden layers. Deep learning uses many processing layers, hierarchical feature learning. Each layer extract more complex features, enhance it, learn from it, pass it to next layer. Advanced learning algorithms, specialized methods train very deep networks. So not basic but very advanced algorithms are used to train now on this data, the systems, and obviously you can imagine the computational power required to handle to process this amount of data, this amount of complex data. Very high computational power. GPUs, not simple CPUs will work. GPUs, high level, high end GPUs will be required, right? Now, what you have to understand from this lecture is what are the basic takeaways are. So, machine learning, I have told you, is a broader field that includes traditional algorithms, machine learning algorithms, simple decision trees, SVM, etc., as well as advanced ones like neural networks. So this is, we can say, AI, this is machine learning, and under this we have deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of ML that uses neural networks with many layers, and text generation relies heavily on deep learning. They use models like transformers, RNN, and other models, GPTs. So for complex problems like this text generation, image generation, deep learning models outperform traditional machine learning models. They give the better result for these kind of complex problems. But the training deep neural networks requires high computational power, high-end GPUs, lots of memory, and the training time also can range from even hours to weeks. The training time to train these kind of models can be till weeks, maybe till months sometimes, if the data is very complex and huge, right? Because we want accuracy. So deep learning is a part of machine learning that can help computers learn and make decision by using neural networks, which is inspired by human brain. So this is a little bit about deep learning. I hope you are able to understand the basic difference now between what is AI, what is ML, what is deep learning. Before moving to generative AI, it's very important to understand these basic terms. Not in deep, just the basic idea. That's it. I hope you got this idea. We'll discuss more about ChatGPT, how ChatGPT use which model, and how this is being trained, what is LLM and all. Don't worry, right? But obviously, we'll not go into that much deep of machine learning and deep learning, right? It's not what about the course is. These can be a different course. Machine learning can be a different course. Deep learning can be a different course. AI can be a different course. Simple traditional AI, not generative AI, right? So I hope you got this thing. Now in the next lecture, we will see basically the idea. We'll get the idea of what is generative AI. So now I'll see you in the next lecture. Till then, bye bye. Take care.